Peace to all the kings and queens that's out there. This is your brother, the 13th letter to the cipher, and we are BACKAGAIN on another super day. Today is a great Wednesday. However, however, there's a story that no one is talking about. And this took place maybe 3-4 days ago, and it actually happened in New Jersey. But before I get started, I want to thank you for watching the show. And if this is your first time tuning in, I want to thank you, tip my hat to you, and I ask that you continue to encourage your family members, your relatives, neighbors. Share the conversation with them on what's really going on. Thank you very much for that. Thumbs up to you all, family. But getting back to this story, it's about this black man that was being lynched in New Jersey, 20 years old. His name is Emmanuel Amani Kildea, and he was found in Lewis Park in Morris County, New Jersey. The police department, according to the reports, said that they concluded this to be a suicide. Question: why is it that all of these white police departments think that black people like to hang themselves? Black people and the whole world knows that black people do not hang themselves. According to history, we know that white people have lynched black people historically, whereas they used to laugh about it, just as when they kill a black man in the street, meaning the police officers. When they kill a black man in the street, they laugh about it, the same as they did back in the day when they used to lynch people on trees. They laugh about it. And they label this here as another suicide. 20 years old, had his whole life ahead of him, had no enemies, would have to become a football star. Great talent, gone. Now, this is a prelude of what is to come, seeing that black people in America are getting what they want, meaning that the police is being defunded and has been defunded. I spoke about that on another video. The police departments across America are being defunded, and police officers, at least those Ku Klux Klan police officers, are actually walking off of the force because of the reform bills that is not allowing them to kill black people and get away with it anymore. So they're walking away, resigning, and doing something else that they can find their way in that will actually cause chaos among black people, again doing something else, maybe a prison guard. How many lynchings have we seen? How many lynchings have we seen within the last month or heard about? 3 of them, 2 in California, and this one here. That's just in a matter of a month. But according to the statistics, between 1882 and 1968, there were nearly 3,500 lynchings. And with all of this defunding that is going on across America, there's going to be more lynchings. So the question that I have for you is, how are you going to prevent the lynchings? How are you going to bring a cohesiveness about you and those that live in the same neighborhood as you do? Bring a cohesiveness about black people being lynched Build a cohesiveness so that that doesn't happen. Put down your guns towards each other. Lay down your blue and red flags, Bloods and Crips. Lay down your 5-point star and your 6-point star, Vice Lords and GDs. And in reality, hell, Pentagram, 5-point star, and the 6-point star represents what? Satanism himself as well. So you have both games, both schools of thought, whether religion or gangs, they have the symbols of Satanism as a star that they are under. Unbelievable. No wonder we are destroying ourselves, because those stars, meaning flags, that young black men go up under as gang affiliates, these stars and emblems are emblems of Satanism. I'm just saying. So we need to put all of that down. Even you have these Confederate statues are being stored. They're not being destroyed. These statues are being stored in warehouses for future use after they finish out their evil plot against black people. Those statues will re-emerge if black people don't wake up and fight the systematic system that has been constantly killing you for centuries. They talk about going back to school. In fact, one of the largest school districts in New York won't be back to school in the fall full time. They say 1 to 3 days a week in the classroom. That's it. Now, for all of these other smaller states with less populations, I'm sure that they're going to face the same disasters. But from my standpoint, and being the educator that I am, most of the time they are miseducating the children anyway, especially in history. In history, there's a lot of miseducating. Just as they're trying to educate you now and tell you that those 3 black men hung themselves. And this incident with Amani Kildea happened June 28th. I haven't heard anybody speak about that. I was waiting, but no one spoke on it, so I jumped to it. Okay? Even Disney Pirates collectibles. Disney Pirates had collectibles of nooses that were necklaces on collectibles items, and they had to remove them. Why would you have a collectible item that's a noose anyway? That's showing you really who Disney is. The same is with Jimmy John's. Jimmy John employees got found making nooses out of dough. In fact, before they fried the dough, they were caught having the noose around one employee's neck while the other one was pulling it. This was done on the 4th of July. So as much as I like Jimmy John's, and where did this take place? I'm sorry. This took place in Georgia. This was a Jimmy John's in Georgia, but Jimmy John's employees represents Jimmy John's, right? Despite me liking Jimmy John's sandwiches, receiving those coupons, buy one, get one free, buy one, get one half off, get a free sandwich, I won't be going to Jimmy John's. And I don't think all of you black people that goes to Jimmy John's should continue to go to Jimmy John's. How about we boycott Jimmy John's? Seeing that that's the games that they want to play, but they're really showing you whom they are. While they remove these statues and everything, they are still the same people. They just remove them until a later date, until they get the Earth population down to 500 million, according to the Georgia Guidestones. That's what they want the population down to, 500 million. And remember, they've already did a prelude of shutting down the world recently. So what do you think is going to happen in the future, now that they have an idea of what to expect and how we are going to react, seeing that they've already made that diagnosis from the experiment that they just did? Think about that. So I want you to tell me, black people out there, do black people lynch themselves? And remember, there's going to be more lynchings, but you can stop that by not being where you're not supposed to be at, and be around people at all times. Don't be by yourself too much, because they catch you at night. And if the police pulls you over at night, well, you have to make your own decision on what you want to do with that. I'm not going to tell you what I'm going to do, and I can't tell you what to do either. Hopefully, if you ever get stopped by the police, as of this day and on further, hopefully things will go okay. But they still show you who they are. And while they are placing away those statues, it still doesn't remove whom they are in their heart and in their soul. And their ideology hasn't changed in their mind. I'm just saying. You say, well, Mo, this is progress. Okay, well, it looks like it's progress. It looks like it's progress. Just like progress looked like it was progress when they did the March on Washington in the 60s. Just like when they marched over there to Devin Chauvin's house. Yeah. But the real deal went down when you had the black militia that showed up in Stone Mountain in Georgia. Now that there, that's action. That marching and picketing with a picket sign, going to the door of the enemy or the person who has done you unjustly. We're not coming with picket signs. They didn't go to Stone Mountain with no picket signs. And you better not be caught slipping. You better not be caught slipping. Because when these white supremacy boys catch you, they're going to get you. So make sure that you stay around people that look like you. And if you're not, surround yourself with people of like-mindedness. Because this here sometimes don't matter. But depending upon the frame of mind that a person is in, that's where it's going. Would you like to see or live in a world where bodies just lay all in the street, left in the street? Because if that's not a world that you would want to see, I highly suggest, as I stated before, that we as black people get our shit together. Because if not, there will be bodies left all over the street, all over from trees. Summer's just started. All over trees. Not to mention the bodies that's going to be left that the young, silly black men are going to leave behind on one another. You're helping their cause and not your cause to live. If you don't want to live, continue to be the way that you're being with yourself and with others. If you don't want your children to live, continue to be the way that you are today. If you don't want any of your family members to live, continue with your behavior that you continue with today. And I promise you, we will perish. And the God that's in the sky doesn't have anything to do with it. It's all about the God that's within. When you activate that God, then you're doing the will of God. Actions, just not words. As they say, faith without works is dead. That's what they say. So what works will you do to keep down the chaos that is about to come your way? Be prepared. If you're not prepared, there's a pretty great chance that you won't survive. You won't. So you all think about that. I got some things to do. I have to get on the road, so I'm going to get out of here. However, I want to thank you for viewing the show and share the information. Press that subscribe button. I need 2 more subscribers to go through this portal hole on YouTube. 2 more subscribers. I got 98. Need 2 more. With that, you all, I'll see you all later on tonight with another video on MOPOWERZ. Stay away from the popo. Don't drink and drive. Don't smoke weed in your car while you're driving. Stop killing one another. Stop killing one another. And reduce the number of lynchings of black men and black women here in America from this day on. To be aware is to be alive. Keep your head on the swivel, you all.